I want to welcome you to another session of Growing in Christ, a place where you receive daily videos to learn how to grow and walk with Him. And we're in level 3 here, where we're talking about how to grow in Christ, how to help others to grow in Christ. And so today, one of the greatest lessons that we'll learn is that Jesus is our Chief Shepherd. So let's go right now to learn how to follow the Chief Shepherd. When I met my wife, I told her, I said, sweetheart, I can't promise you that we'll ever be rich, but I can promise you one thing. Life with Jesus and life with me will not be boring. It certainly has not been boring. It has been a journey. What a journey it has been. It's been a great adventure of following Jesus. I didn't have any 5 or 10 year plan, but I can tell you what, it has been 53 years now. I had to think for a moment, it's been so long. It's been 53 years now of an adventure together, she and I walking together, following Jesus. And I want you to know, I can recommend you to follow Jesus. Now, there's been danger, there's been trials, there's been struggles, but I want to tell you what, it has all been good. And I wouldn't trade 1 minute of one day for anything of following Jesus. Following Jesus is the greatest adventure in all the world. And there's a reason for that. And that reason is simply this. You see, in 1 Peter chapter 5, and the Bible speaks of Jesus as being the chief shepherd. Now, Jesus is not only a shepherd, He's the chief shepherd. And let me explain to you what that means. You see, a shepherd is one who leads the sheep. The sheep need the shepherd. They need to follow him. He leads them to waters where they can drink. He leads them to places where they can feed and feast. And He brings them to those places that are good. He is our shepherd. But He's not only our shepherd, He is our chief shepherd. Here's the bottom line. Jesus has the final say in where we go, what we do, and who we become. Now, there are a lot of voices that I listen to, and let me say, I think we ought to listen to. I have a pastor that I listen to in my church, and he is a godly man, a man of prayer, and I listen to him, and I take counsel from him. I have a board of directors of our ministry that I listen to. I take counsel from them, and they have input into my life, and they give me leadership. And often the way Jesus speaks to me is through those people. But the bottom line is this: He, Jesus alone, is the chief shepherd. We have to wrestle in prayer. We have to wrestle reading His Word and find out what He has for us and allow Him to lead us. And one of the greatest things that I can say to you about the adventure that I've been on has been allowing Jesus to be the chief shepherd in my life. People say, Sammy, how did you build a large ministry? How did you go to places like Maracana and preach in Maracana, the world's largest stadium, and preach outdoors around the world in stadiums? All I can say is we don't have a big organization. We don't have a big funding campaign. You know, I see all of these things happening, and they're okay, but that's not what we've done. We've tried to do one simple thing: follow God's leadership. Allow Jesus to be the chief shepherd. Allow Him to speak to my heart. That's why prayer, we've been talking about prayer. That's why Bible study, we've been talking about Bible study. That's why those things are so important, because that's where we hear the voice of the chief shepherd. That's where we find His grace and His leadership. So let me encourage you today to simply allow Jesus to be the chief shepherd in your heart and in your life.